Welcome back to another podcast, guys. In this one, I'm going to be interviewing a very fun, actually, musician from Ontario, Canada. And I'm going to be asking him a few music related questions, a few non music related questions. And as you listen to this interview, I will definitely go off the music topic, but I'll be coming back to it. So if your questions are not satisfied yet, it might later on in the interview. So keep listening and go give him a follow. I will post down his channel's link, Instagram account's link, and his YouTube channel's link in my podcast below. So you can go follow him. It's gonna take a little while, but yeah. So as I'm saying, guys, he is a musician based in Canada, and he just entered the waiting room. Yeah, and he's really cool. So I asked him out if he could go on a podcast, and here he is. I mean, it's crazy that he actually said yes. Okay. Hi, Vijay.
Hello.
So, as you know, in this interview, we're going to be asking you a series of questions to get your fans and my fans to know you better.
All
Okay.
right.
So, first question: are you a full-time musician or you're also a student somewhere?
Well, I am homeschooled, so I do work on schoolwork in addition to music. So
Oh,
I
that's
would
cool.
say a bit of a part-time thing.
Part-time thing.
Yeah, it can
All right.
be anywhere from 2 to 4 hours on a daily basis working on music.
Or, that's cool. Are you planning to go to like a music college, or are you planning to do this all on your by yourself?
I was planning on going to university or college for music, um, but I'm still deciding on that. So for now, I'm just following my passion and doing what brings me the most joy.
That's really cool. That's really cool. How many hours a day do you make music? Like
It fluctuates and can be more or less time depending on how inspired I'm feeling, but I'd say around 2 to 4 hours.
2 to 4 hours.
Yeah, and that
Okay.
can be like, it could be 3 hours practicing drums and no time producing or mixing, but sometimes it could be like, I'll write for half an hour, I'll play guitar for half, and maybe work on mixing or mastering something I'm working on.
So, what's your favorite instrument when you're doing that?
I would say drums right now.
Drums.
Yeah, I mean, it depends
Drums.
on what's motivating me the most or what's the most inspiring. But yeah, right now
Right,
I'd
right.
say,
When you're inspired, you make the best music, right?
yeah, exactly.
Have you wanted to do this as a kid, or did it just like come recently to you that
For sure. It's always been since I was a kid.
since you were
So
a kid?
yeah, being homeschooled allowed me to explore everything and just follow what interested me. And my parents made sure music was always in the environment. So that definitely had an effect on me gravitating towards that. So
Like, what was the? Oh, continue. My bad.
no, you go ahead.
So, what was the sparking thing? What actually made you get into music? Like,
Um,
what did you see on TV, maybe, or I don't know, hear something?
I don't know. I think it was just always listening to it as a kid. My mom always had the Beatles playing, but also having instruments always around the house. It's funny, I remember being 7 years old and wanting to grow up and form a band. And at that age, I would just like draw covers for the albums I would make, come up with band names. And then that led to just starting writing songs, and I've been doing it ever since.
That's crazy. That's a long time, huh?
Yes.
I usually don't stick with anything like for longer than 2 months, and then I want to like be something else,
Me neither, or me
So
too.
that's really crazy, actually.
Yeah. I
But it's
think
nice that you've stuck on to the same dream.
for sure. I think it's probably the only thing I've really stuck with, and I guess that's because it's what I enjoy the most.
Yeah, like what's your favorite band?
My favorite band has to be 21 Pilots.
21 Pilots. And your favorite singer?
My favorite singer, that's a tough one. I think it depends on what you're looking at in a singer. Like sometimes it's how much emotion they bring to the recording, but
Right.
sometimes it's just a
No, like
technique thing.
overall, which singer do you feel like you can just connect with the most?
I really like Chester Bennington from Linkin Park.
Chester Bennington. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's really nice.
he's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I haven't heard him actually. I need to hear him.
Yes, for sure.
For
He's
sure. What genre of music does he make?
Well, that's the cool thing about Linkin Park is they started off with metal and hard rock, and then by the end of their career, they were doing like commercial pop. So it's really cool. They did everything.
Oh wow, so they have everything, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. What software do you use to for your edits of the music and stuff?
Well, the main DAW or digital audio workstation that I use is Logic Pro from Apple. So I started out using GarageBand as a kid, and that lended itself naturally to upgrading to Logic. So it's a really good
Oh,
platform with lots of tools and tracks for music production. So yeah, it's a good one.
is there like a very big difference between the both of them? Because I see that you have to pay for it when you're buying computers.
Yes, you do. It's, I mean, it's tough because regarding what you're getting, it's a relatively small price. Because
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's constant updates, thousands I think of sounds, so many tools. So it's a small price, but it's definitely worth it.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I need to see though. I haven't bought myself any Apple. Like I have an iPad, but I don't think so. You get Logic Pro on that, right?
No, unfortunately, iPads
So
don't have Logic Pro.
so maybe on my first, I don't know, MacBook or iMac, I will definitely try to put Logic Pro
For sure.
because it'll help with my podcast.
You
Yeah.
should. It's a really really good platform, and it's always being updated. Like I said.
What should okay, so uh every time I see a musician or something, I was always wondering what kind of steps did they take to start off, you know?
Right.
What yeah, what kind of software did they use? That's what I was asking you that. So what should a person start off to be a musician? What are the basic needs to do it?
I'd say that for technical basic needs, you just need something that can produce sound or something you can express yourself through. So like a piano, a guitar, something like GarageBand's helpful.
Uh-huh.
But I would say the most important need if you want to be a musician is just a passion. Like if you have that, everything else will come after.
Huh. That's it's really cool.
Obviously, some things like having a digital audio
I mean,
workstation helps, but
right.
the passion is
But
most
is it
important.
possible to make oh, is it possible to make music though with like just your phone's microphone or I
For
don't know,
sure.
your yeah. Is it?
Absolutely. Yeah, I've done a couple songs just using recordings from my phone. So it's whatever you have, it's possible. As long as you
Oh
have
like
like a motivation to do it, you'll get it done.
all right, that's crazy. Now, for a lot of different artists, right?
Right.
Like when you see Charlie Puth, you see how he
Yes.
ends up making the songs on Instagram and stuff like that, you know?
That's actually what I was gonna say when you said who's a really good singer. I was thinking technically Charlie Puth is probably my
I know,
favorite,
right?
just talent wise.
I was gonna say the same thing
Yeah,
because he's like top tier over there.
for sure. Yeah, he's
He's hit
incredible.
every like pitch of voice that there is, you know? So
For sure.
it's uh,
It's incredible.
but what I've also noticed in his videos are that he shows you how he made the song. And I don't know
Yeah,
how like yeah. But for him, I don't exactly know. Maybe I think the tune comes first, right?
I think so. Yeah.
He doesn't but for you, how's is the same for you or do you like just the
Um,
song pop out in your head for no like out of nowhere?
that's the thing. It any way you can imagine a song being written, that's how it's happened, I guess. But for this album that I'm working on, it's always been the tune first, and that's not normal for me. But I guess I'll take it any way I can get it, right? So,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, sometimes it does come all at once. Like I'll have the lyrics, the melody, and the tune just pop into my head in a snap. So that's fun when that happens.
So tell me one thing, do you need like a talent to come up with like a very catchy music tune and then upload it?
I think talent obviously helps, but if you have an inspiration and the discipline to just keep working on it, you'll get there. So I think talent definitely helps, but it's not necessary.
So you hear a lot of artists out there, right?
Right.
I want to know your personal thoughts on any artist that I ask you. Like, what's your judgment on them? Okay.
Right. Okay.
All right. Let's get started with rapping. I know that you do not like rapping, but that
Yes.
probably means that you won't have a like positive bias towards it, right?
Gotcha.
All right. So what do you think of Eminem? He's a legend. All right. Are there
I
any
would.
like cons?
Yeah, he's very talented for sure. I would just say it's not the kind of music I listen to. I have a friend that loves Eminem, but it's not really my thing. But I respect his talent. Like it's obvious he's put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
What do you think of Imagine Dragons, though?
Well, the cool thing about Imagine Dragons, and this is partly why I was thinking of going to college for music, is they formed in, I think, Berkeley. All of them went to
Like,
Berkeley, and then they found each other and started Imagine Dragons. I think their songwriting is really powerful. Like, I mean, what Imagine Dragons songs do you know? Probably a
I know
lot.
like, yeah.
Yeah, so
I hear them everywhere. I'm in a mall, I hear them. I'm at
Exactly.
home, my mom ends up playing Imagine Dragons. They
For
have
sure.
like been all over the internet. It's just crazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing about when you write like widely accessible songs like pop, you can reach a much larger audience. So I think
Exactly,
that's
exactly.
yeah, they're really good at that.
Right. Now, I'm going to keep asking you about these artists, but there's one special person at the end that I'm going to ask you about, and you have to give your honest opinion on it, all right? I think
All
you already
right,
know who it is.
all right.
All
I'm
right.
not totally sure,
So,
but all right.
it's a surprise, isn't it?
All right.
Yeah, it's a surprise. What do you think of the old time artists? Like, there's some. I think they might have like millions of followers on Instagram, but none of my friends listen to them because it's not their era of music anymore.
Right.
There's this guy. His name is Michael Bublé. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, the Christmas
What
song guy.
a Christmas song guy? I've never heard a Christmas song of him.
Maybe it's
Is
just
he
I only
famous for
know.
that? Is he
I
famous
thi-
for that?
I'm not sure. Maybe that's just the only Michael Bublé song I know. Maybe it's not even Michael Bublé. It could be Justin Bieber or something.
I have heard I mean, the only song that I know him for specifically would be "I'm Feeling Better" or "I'm Feeling Good." Was that "I'm
I'm
Feeling
not
Good" or
sure.
something?
I'm,
He has a song named "I'm Feeling Good,"
if he has done a
and
Christmas song, that's the only one I know.
I've never heard him say a Christmas song. And then I think he also did a cover on Adele's song. I think
Right.
"Make You Feel My Love."
Something like that.
Have you heard of that one?
No, I don't think so. But it rings a bell.
It rings a bell, doesn't it? What do you think of him? Like, do you think he's underrated, overrated? He has 2.1, I think, million followers on Instagram. I'm not sure. I have to
Wow.
check.
Um,
So,
I haven't listened to him enough to give a proper judgment, I guess. But I'd say, I mean, if he's popular, there's got to be something to it.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, I think I've heard he's a good singer, so I'll
I mean, I've heard his songs, and he has a good talent to it, honestly.
yeah,
But I haven't heard any of his other songs. I'll tell you that
right,
much.
right.
Do you follow any of like what time period of music is you would say your favorite? Probably 1970s, 1980s,
Um,
1990s,
I would
2000s, maybe.
I would have to say 2000s like early rock, like My Chemical Romance, Linkin Park. It just has a really special vibe to it, so or
What about
2010s pop.
2010s pop?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's been like for me, my range is I think a range of 30 years. I think
Oh
like
yeah?
1990 to 2022. Whatever song has been
Ooh,
playing, I like most of them.
that's
You get
good.
it, you know.
That's pretty cool.
I
I
know, I
also
know, I know.
You go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I also really, really love the Beatles, so that's going back quite a bit. I think
Beatles.
60 years, but yeah, they're in my mind, I'd say the greatest band ever.
I mean, those guys are famous, obviously, but I've
Yeah,
heard of them. But
for
I've
sure.
never heard a single song of them. I've never
Really?
bothered to listen. I should listen to a Beatles song after
You
this.
should, for
Yeah,
sure.
what's a recommendation? What's a recommendation that you say for my first
Um,
Beatles song?
for the first Beatles, I would say go to She Loves You, which I think was one of their first hits. And
Hmm.
it doesn't sound anything like music today, but I think it was the first sort of music like that at the time. So
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I have a special connection with it because I've been hearing it since I
No,
was
no,
very little, but
no. The Beatles are gonna be lucky in this one because I like all types of music: Bollywood,
right.
Hollywood,
Yeah.
rap. Love songs,
Yeah. For
sad
sure.
songs.
For sure.
Yeah, but there's some. Let's like get away from the old singers for a while. Let's go to the new singers.
For
Okay,
sure.
but there are some singers that are famous, but they're not like completely known for what they are yet. Such as I
Yeah.
think the guy who sang "I Would Never Fall in Love with You." Which one song is that? I Found You.
I'm not sure.
Right.
That's the
I'm gonna
most
search him
annoying
up.
thing when you can't remember a song.
You know the song. You know the song, but you don't know the artist.
Yeah.
What's
Ah,
I Found You, right? That's the name of the song. Oh, okay, got it. Stephen Sanchez. Have you heard of him?
I don't think so.
He sang a very famous song, Until I Found You.
Mm. Yeah, it doesn't
And
ring a bell.
yeah, I mean, my friends keep listening to it all the time, even though they have absolutely no love life. They're always listening to it, posting stories of romantic songs like that.
Right.
But I'm like, why are you so obsessed with it,
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard the song before in a Instagram reel,
Mm.
but I never actually started listening to it until my friend told me the name of it and this and that about.
Right.
Right. But there
Yeah.
are plenty of famous songs. Have you heard any of the, Instagram popular artists that they made like the songs behind the reels and
I
stuff like
don't.
that?
I'm not sure. I literally just got on Instagram maybe a month ago. So,
Oh, really?
yeah. Um, is
Where have you posting your music otherwise? Like,
YouTube. I've been doing YouTube for a couple years.
dude, that is
Um,
crazy.
yeah.
300 followers in, what do you call that? Like, I don't
A
know,
month and a half, maybe.
a month and a half,
Not
2 months,
sure.
let's say.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It took me about a year to get my first 100.
Well, hey,
I still have 100.
keep working at it. You'll get it.
I mean, you make music, so obviously you're gonna get a lot of followers, and it's really
Right.
cool. Actually, I've seen your channel grow. I've seen your Instagram page growing, and it's really inspiring for me
Yeah.
to see that.
Oh, that's
So
good.
it's really,
I'm
yeah,
happy to hear
it is
that.
really good. But
Well, if you know, I think it's called A-OK by Ty Verdes. I don't know if that's a TikTok song or an Instagram song, but that one I've heard from social media, and I keep listening to it. It's good.
Thai word is. I'm gonna listen to that too now.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for adding the stuff to my checklist.
No
You know what I
problem.
mean?
Yeah.
But now a lot of people have been fans of these artists for, I don't know, ever since they started off. Am I right? All
Right.
time fans.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of artists whose fan have become after hearing maybe YouTube shorts or reels. Are there any artists that you have heard like on Instagram and then you became a fan of them?
I don't know. I don't really
I'm.
use Instagram to pass time or for entertainment. Like I mainly use it to focus on building my brand and my sound, my audience.
So
Um,
all songs that you know so far, they've been of artists that you've been following because you just found them, right?
yeah.
No, for me it's been the complete opposite. I've been hearing a lot of artists on, if like it wasn't for Instagram, my music taste would have been so limited, you know that?
Right.
So
Yeah.
Instagram, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. It helped me explore new genres altogether. It
It's
helped me explore new artists.
for sure.
Actually,
It's
it even helped me explore you as an artist. Actually, I
yeah.
would have never known of your songs if I hadn't seen Instagram. So
That's what I love about it. It has more reach than platforms like YouTube even.
exactly, I have talked to more people than I've talked to people on YouTube or any other place. Honestly,
Yeah.
like, but all these platforms are fine. Like for the normal person, Instagram, YouTube, it's a pretty, what do you call that? It's a pretty everyday thing for them, right?
Yeah.
But you won't necessarily see someone like you won't see everyone that addicted to things like Twitter, maybe.
For
right?
sure.
Do you have Twitter?
No, not I do not.
What do you think about Twitter? Have you ever tried Twitter?
I've looked into it, but I haven't. The thing is, I don't want to spread myself across too many platforms, right? Like, I want to stay limited and
No,
exclusive to
right, right.
some.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
I've thought about it, but I haven't looked into it too much.
Honestly, like for many people, Twitter is more formal. You know that
Yeah.
than Instagram. But I have I made a Twitter account actually.
Oh yeah.
It's all just crazy rich people, crazy famous people arguing about the littlest of things happening in their life.
Yeah.
It's like if you go into Elon Musk's house and he's just having a, I don't know, argument with his kids or something. I don't know.
Right.
It's exactly something like that. And actually, you get to see the humorous sides of all these people for some reason. You know the
Right.
savage comeback memes that you see of
Yeah.
Twitter on YouTube?
Oh yeah.
You know what? Something is telling me that all the stuff is actually true. Some guy was cribbing about something happening, about Elon Musk taking over Twitter, blah, blah, blah. And he was a
Right.
verified guy. He was a verified guy. You know
Yeah.
how Twitter started charging, Elon Musk more specifically, started charging people to get a verification badge
Yeah.
on their profile? Elon Musk saw that tweet and he was like, okay, makes sense. Now pay your $8.
Right.
So I've never seen like an artist do that,
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, I've never seen a rich guy be so humorous. You get to see their humor sides. You get to see their
Yeah.
personal lives actually in Twitter.
For sure.
That's crazy.
It's kind of cool.
Right. But getting to the intense point now,
All right.
a very controversial guy. Can you name him? I'm just gonna say controversy, and he's everywhere.
I'm not sure. I'll need a bit of a hint.
Have you heard of Andrew Tate?
I have not.
You have not.
I don't keep up with too much of this stuff.
You gotta search him up. You know that
Yeah?
he is everywhere. He's everywhere. and he's extremely what do you call that? He's extremely. He says he's misunderstood. I'm neutral as of now because I have no idea what he stands for and stuff like that.
Right.
But basically, he's known for his toxicity. He's been banned from Instagram, Twitter. I think they unbanned him recently.
Huh.
I think he goes by his tag Cobra Tate.
Oh, I see.
I mean, you should really check out Andrew Tate. He's a very controversial guy because some interviewers try to prove him wrong by saying, "Oh, you what do you call that? You're stupid because you think that you should own women as a property or something." You know
Right.
that?
Yeah,
So
I keep my nose out of all controversy, politics, stuff like that.
exactly, but you cannot do that anymore. You know that? Like he's
Yeah, it's
everywhere.
everywhere.
Even if you try to stay away from it, he
For
will
sure.
find his way to you. So I think you're gonna. I don't even need to search him up. You're gonna find him coming to you at some point or the other.
Right.
What style of music do you make?
If I had to define my music, I would say it's alternative slash pop with a bit of funk, but I would
Right,
say
right.
it changes. I don't try to limit myself to a specific genre or anything like that. I just make what comes out, I guess, or what makes me happy. So, if I had to put a label on it, I would say alternative or pop.
Alternative or what exactly is alternative? I don't know.
I actually don't know what the definition is. I would say it it sounds like pop, but it's different. Like it's very obviously different than mainstream commercial pop. But other than
And
that,
I see
yeah, other than that, I don't really know how to define it. Which I guess makes it a perfect genre for someone like me who doesn't know how to define their sound.
but no, yeah. Sometimes you make music and you don't exactly know how to say it. Like what is
Yeah.
it all about? I keep hearing all these different genres of music that they like put badges under the artist's name and stuff,
Yeah.
but I never really quite understood it. Like there's one genre I think even you use it for your songs is indie. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, so indie, it's funny actually. It's not technically a genre, but people use it as a genre. It's indie is short for independent, and it's usually
Oh.
used by artists that are independent, that
Mm.
don't have a record label, and as such don't have the financial or promotional support of a label. So it has a specific sound sometimes because it's made by independent artists, so it sounds like
Yeah.
they're doing it on their own, which they are.
I mean, I really thought that indie was like a specific genre, and I was trying to listen to indie music. And I was
Right.
like, what's so indie about this?
Yeah, it's funny. It's not really a genre, but it gets used as a genre.
Yeah, but you pretty much do pop music, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
You ever thinking of joining a record label?
I've thought about it, but in my knowledge, most record labels they take a cut of an already small percentage
Yeah,
of income musicians can make. So
yes, exactly.
yeah, I mean the good thing
Like
about
other,
it is you get a lot of money up front, which you have to pay
yes.
back. But when you have it, you can use it to get better recording, better producing, more promotion. But yeah.
Like other than them taking your cut, is there any other like bad things to joining a record? Because every time I see someone like artists and all that who have been joining record labels, they look pretty well off. They look like they're getting all the good deals and stuff. So what is like the downside of joining a record label?
Well, you definitely, in lots of cases, you lose the rights to your own music.
Oh,
So
really?
earlier I said 21 Pilots. They
Yeah.
when they joined a record label, they had an album called Regional at Best, which was released in 2011, I think, and you can't find it
Mhm.
anywhere because when they joined a record label, the label said we want to own the rights to that album, and when they had the rights, they deleted it. So
Oh
yeah,
my God, that's they
sometimes
can literally take over your entire life.
they can do that. They can prevent you from releasing music. I think any song you write between your contract periods, they own. So it's in at least the cases that I've heard of. So that's
Pretty sure you've heard, pretty sure you've heard like BTS, right?
Yes, I've heard of them.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Andrew Tate, they are everywhere. Okay.
Yeah,
But like I think every time you watch a video about their personal lives, it looks like they've really been like restricted somehow.
for sure. Yeah, you'll get that signing a record deal. In
No,
the
like
cases
is
I've heard
that
of.
so? What exactly is different about there? Because I see that they usually have much more like stressful lives than other artists I've seen. So is there something going on? Do you think like?
Well, I don't know too much about K-pop. My brother loves K-pop, but I would say I think in South Korea, I believe they have companies. So each artist belongs to a company, sort of, and the company
Mm.
handles all the writing, all the producing, the promotion, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm not too sure. I don't know much about it.
Yeah, like BTS does not have their own BTS YouTube channel, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, I genuinely feel bad because like it's crazy to see that they look so glamorous from outside, but they are even worse off than 21 Pilots or Imagine Dragons or
for
any other
sure.
band that might have been. Right?
Yeah, it's
It's just.
definitely tough.
Hmm.
Just letting you know we're at 27 minutes.
27 minutes.
Yeah, so I think like a little bit more and then we're all good.
All right. I'm gonna ask you one last question then.
All right.
All right. So, I've heard like from your conversations and everything, you like to stay more anonymous, right?
Yes.
So I've seen your music on YouTube. Am I right? Do you ever plan to make like a full blown music video to one of your songs?
I've thought about it and I'm currently working on some actually that'll hopefully
Oh.
be released later next year. So maybe like
Hmm.
early spring, something like that.
Early spring.
Yeah, possibly. I've thought about it.
And last off, to top it all off, do you have any tips for maybe making a perfect song with home tools, probably like just a regular mic, just your phone? Is there anything we can do to block out the background noise or something like that? Or
Is this like a technical question or like a songwriting question?
technical question?
I would say, um, well, nothing substitutes for a good microphone. So if you have a bad mic and you're getting a bad recording, there's almost no way to fix it. So,
I don't know, what's like the baseline mic you can use to
um,
make good music still?
I would say a classic is the Shure SM58, which I'll post about on my Instagram page. It's
Mm.
a really, I think it's, I mean, it is a legendary mic. It's, I think, around $100, depending on where you are.
$100.
So
That's
it's,
not bad,
yeah,
especially if you want to make music. Yeah.
for an industry standard microphone, it's good.
I mean, what's the mic that you use?
For most of my recordings, I've used the SM58. So
Oh, it's the same mic. All
I
right.
think, yeah,
Yeah.
for everything on the album, I've used that microphone. So it's definitely
Do you
good.
do you always have to use like pop screens? What do you call those? Wind
Pop
screens.
filters?
Sheesh. Yeah. Yeah. My bad.
A
Pop
lot of
filters.
microphones like the 58 already have them installed. So you don't need to worry about that. It looks really cool having one, but it's a lot of the times it's not necessary.
Oh, so they are already inside the mic.
Yeah, in the 58 in particular. But what those
Well,
filters do is they block the like when you're saying P or B.
the purple. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly.
I mean, there are these microphone covers, I think, that come to put over your mic. Do they do the same thing? Like when you put the gloves of the microphone on, like the spongy things that you have to put over the microphone.
Yeah, I have one of those actually right here for my microphone. Um, but those, if it's a smaller microphone, those are mainly for wind. So it can be for blocking the wind. It can be for using as a pop filter to block the sounds.
Hmm.
Yeah, but like the 58 has everything you need on it.
Right. So if I want to make music right now, what are some basic tools that I need? Just list them down.
Yeah, I would say you need a device with a software on it, so like GarageBand or preferably a computer with Logic Pro or any other software. You need a microphone, an audio interface, which is what the microphone goes into and it connects to the computer. And
Oh,
lastly, what isn't as important but very, very helpful is a MIDI keyboard.
mini keyboard.
Yes.
Like the not the ones you get in Walmart, right? Like the ones you play for kids with.
No, like they're specifically made for that purpose, for connecting to
Okay,
your
okay,
computer and making music.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah,
I mean, it was really nice talking to you.
for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I got quite a lot of information in this podcast.
Yes.
And my fans are gonna be really happy to know because I have a few friends who are like, "Oh, how do I make a music? How do I make a podcast? You know, what kind of tools do I
Yeah.
need? You know." This was mainly for them and many other people who out there who are like, they don't know. Even as a kid, I think when I wanted to be a musician, I didn't exactly know what tools to use, what
Right.
software to use, like how to do this, how to do that, you know.
Yeah.
So I think this interview will definitely clear out the minds of a lot of people who want to start off in the music industry, but they don't know who to ask.
For
Maybe.
sure. For sure.
Yeah, that really helps.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, thank
All
you
right.
so much for having me on the podcast.
I mean, thank you for saying yes to my proposal.
No
Yes, thank you.
problem. Anytime.
All right. All right. Be seeing you, Vijay. Bye bye.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, you too. You too.